So you've just gone under contract to build your new luxury home in Metro Atlanta, and at the moment, your lot looks like this. You're hoping that it's going to look like this, but it ends up looking like this. How in the world did that happen? Well, I guarantee your builder knew exactly what it was going to look like before he ever got started, and you can too. We're going to cover the 4 things that you need to know before you get started building a home with a builder in Metro Atlanta. So let's jump right in. So the first factor in what your finished yard will look like is going to be the grade and elevation of the lot before they start construction. So if we step over here to my left, you can see we're actually on a basement pad. Up on top of the hill is going to be where that truck is the street. That's about 10 feet above my head. And then as you go down here to the right, you can see that this lot levels off and then eventually drops another 20 feet or so down into that wood line. So the nature of the 30-foot grade change from front to back greatly influences how we're going to develop this property. And the question is how did we know to put the basement here? Well, we do that with a tool we call the site plan. So this is a copy of the site plan for the home site that we were just on. This one has a lot of information on it, including where the septic field is going to be, the limits of what the clearing line is going to be, also the location of the home on the home site, as well as a future location for a pool. Some of the information included on this is going to be the elevation above sea level for the different parts of the property at the top and also at the bottom. And then these solid lines are representing the grade change that we need to do to the home site to make it look close to the way that you saw it in the video. So a quick glance at this particular home site shows me that with the slope of this yard, it's a perfect opportunity if someone wants to put in an infinity pool, infinity edge pool behind the home. This is going to be a great home site to be able to accommodate that with very little additional grading to be done after closing. So the second factor is going to be dirt. Specifically, is there too much dirt or is there not enough dirt to be able to build the lot the way you want it? Here at Waterford Reserve, we're very fortunate to work with a builder who's very experienced. When he was developing this neighborhood, he set the road grades on the streets to make sure that the total amount of dirt on the site balanced out. So what I mean by that, if you look over here, you can see that on this basement, we had to haul dirt in to make sure that this yard and the slope is the way it needs to be. So this represents probably 40 or 50 dump truck loads of dirt. When you're hauling that out at $250 an hour, that can get extremely expensive. So in this case, that dirt came from across the street. If he would have had to bring this in from offsite, it could have added thousands of dollars of costs to his construction. So here's the bottom line for you. If a builder ends up with a dirt problem in his community, he really only has 3 choices. He can haul dirt in, which is wildly expensive. He can also have to put in a retaining wall, which is even more expensive. Or what he's most likely going to do, he's just going to grade that thing off to look like a ski slope and cover it up with pine straw. So the third factor is water flow. We will need to make sure that we get water away from the foundation and out away from the homes to the street. So in this situation, right now we're sitting about 6 to 8 inches below the foundation. I'm in an area called a swale, which is a small depression that the builder is going to put into the grading. A lot of people say, I want a level backyard, but that does not mean it's level like a tabletop. You've got to have this swale so that you can control where the water goes. As you can see, we come this way, we've got a high spot on the yard where the transition goes from the upper level down to the basement level. This is a sidewalk out basement. And so as the water goes down, it makes sense how it goes out that way. But if I come around here, slowly but surely, the water's coming down this way. It's also coming down this way into a little channel. In this case, that channel is about 50 feet behind the home. It can be 10 to 15 feet behind the patio. It just depends on where the grade needs to be. But as we come this way, you'll see that the lot eventually gets to the center point between these 2 homes. And then we channel the water from this high spot between the 2 driveways, straight over that little ridge and down to the curb. So the final factor is you. Your preferences and the lifestyle that you want are going to dictate which home site is going to be the best one for you. Smith Built Communities here in Waterford Reserve, we actually have a couple of different basement setups. The one I'm on now, this sits about 10 to 12 feet above the curb. You can see the one to our right also sits up high above the curb. What that means is that the backyard of this home is going to be very level and level pretty much about a foot below the first floor of the home. So someone that wants to put a pool in, they want their kids to be able to run out on the deck and straight out into the backyard to play, this is a perfect setup for them. Across the street, you have the second type of basement setup that we have. This one is going to have a level front yard, gently sloping transitions to the rear yard, another level area in the back. Someone that wants to finish a basement and have that pool at the terrace level, that's going to be the perfect home site for them. So depending on what your lifestyle choices are going to be, that's going to help us to determine exactly which home site's the best for you. Remember the 4 key factors: the slope and the elevation of the lot before the builder gets started, the balance of the dirt that's available for him to work with, how that water is going to flow around the property once it's completed, and your own lifestyle needs and choices. If you take the time to review the site plan, ask the right questions, and work with a professional builder and a good real estate professional, then you have a chance of avoiding the costly mistakes and ending up with a home that's exactly what you envision. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more home building tips and real estate insights here in Metro Atlanta. If you're actually interested in building a home or buying a custom home, go ahead and reach out. I'd love to help guide you through the process and make sure that you get the home that you've been dreaming of.